Jolson L at prohibitive odds. They're set to go. Racing, Dash On missed it by about a length or so. The favourite, though, got out very quickly and is going to go straight to the lead as they settle down. Jolson L. On the outside, Blatant Violation strides up running second. Hunted along to be there. Third is Billy, followed on the rails next of all by Long Laugh. After a length or so, Pluck Your Wallet, Kawara together. Further back is Pilbara, dropping right back on the inside. Elegant Liaison. Then came Adroit, Get the Girls well off those, and back last is Dash On. 400 left to run now. They approach the turn, and Jolson L leading the way at the top of the home straight. Running second is Blatant Violation. Now being stoked up, here is the favourite. He goes for him at the 250. Jolson L moves two in front. Blatant Violation. Back on the inside, Long Laugh, followed by Billy Kawara. Further back is Adroit. Jolson L still the leader with 75 to go. Long Laugh trying to make a contest of it, but he'll keep this going, Parnham, and he'll win the first two. Gets home on Jolson L, beat Long Laugh. Getting right up along the inside is Get the Girls for third. Adroit close up. On the outside with Kawara. Billy next home, followed by Blatant Violation. Pilbara well back. Then the stablemates Dash On, Elegant Liaison. And Pluck Your Wallet is back there with those amongst the last to greet the judge. Did enough. Did what he had to do to beat Long Laugh. Jolson L. They did gap the others. Get the Girls in third placing. It might be Kawara that fills fourth after the running of the Ashok Parikh & Co maiden. So Chris Parnham off to a flying start with the opening two winners on this 7-race program. This time for Sean and Jake Casey on the Exceedance 3-year-old for Maureen Daly out of Swanee, well named Jolson L. And having its fourth run, delivers after 3 minor placings from as many runs. And does it from top to tail, beating Long Laugh, a Longleaf 4-year-old out of Snits and Giggles for Ryan Hill, raced by Elva and Tony Van Merrick, ridden by Victoria Corver. And we stand by for the other details to come to hand. Get the Girls will get the nod for third by God Has Spoken from Diatorio for Graham and Donna Ballantyne, trained by Graham and ridden by Zeph Johnston Porter. And fourth, there were 2 or 3 of them there. I thought it may have just been Kawara in the middle of them all, but we'll confirm that in a couple of moments. The third event today, the Goldfields Tattersalls Club maiden over the 1,000 metres. An institution it is. 2:14 is starting time. Number 9, Marla's Melody, is the scratching with 13 to contest the next event of the day. Just standing by for these placings. There they are now. 7, 2, 1 and 10 gets fourth. It's 7, 2, 1 and 10. And the margins and the time also for the second race for the day will be coming up in a couple of moments. Here they are now. 3/4 by 3 1/4. 58.59 the time. They skipped home in 33.86 off the second of the 1,000 metre races today, of which there are 4. As we take you back to Lockie, or as Taylor, some people like to call him from time to time.
Thank you, Darren. I'm sure I look forward to race number 3, a race named after an institution that you've done some of your best work at over the years, the Goldfields Tattersalls Club maiden. But I'm now joined by stable representative for Team Casey and Ange Johnston. Ange, congratulations on the win. He deserved to get past the post first, and today was his day.
Yeah, he went awesome. He's been knocking on the door for a while now, so we're so excited that he's finally got the job done.
How did you view the race in the early stages? Pre-race, I'm sure Chris was just hoping to get an easy time of it, but that didn't appear to be the case.
Yeah, well, barrier 3, and he jumps quite clean, so we thought that he would be able to go forward. He just rated him really well, and he was able to finish off.
4 runs now for the preparation. Does he still have more racing left in him this time in?
Yeah, look, we'll see how he pulls up, whether he goes to the paddock or whether we give him one more start. Yeah, we'll just see how he pulls up.
What's the word from the team in Broome? Who's the horse that we're looking forward to seeing on the weekend?
Oh, look, I'm not exactly sure, but look, the team's going well there, so yeah, I couldn't tell you, but they're going good.
We'll follow them all afternoon long. Well done here.
Cool, thank you.
There's Ange Johnston representing Team Casey following the win of Jolson L, the shortest price favourite of the day, Scotty, and Julie salutes.
I've got one for you at Broome, Lockie, just looking at those acceptances. Fernando, Sean and Jake Casey take the team up there, and he was the horse that beat Long Laugh, I should say, in that recent trial, 9:30, jump and run type, should be really suited to the dirt. But Chris Parnham joins us now. Jolson L, as Andrew was just saying, been knocking on the door.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, like I said to you half an hour ago, I thought he was a little bit stiff not to win one so far this prep, and yeah, he's found the right race today, and he did the job for me.
Looked like from start to finish he was in full control of that today.
He was. Had a little bit of pressure mid-race, which is okay. But he dropped him off on cornering, and starting to get a little bit tired coming to the line, but he'd sort of won his race before that.
2 more races time. Overdrive, what do you think of her barrier trial?
Yeah, really good. She does trial like that, so you know, I wouldn't be necessarily thinking I had lengths and lengths under me sleeve. But look, she trialled really well. She's been going good, and yeah, she's always very consistent.
Well done on the double.
Thank you.
There's Chris Parnham, 2 from 2 to start the day here at Belmont Park, and Sean and Jake Casey train a nice 3-year-old in Jolson L to take out the Ashok Parekh & Co maiden.
Cross on the ladder, the light blinking. Jolson L at prohibitive odds. They're set to go. Racing, Dash On missed it by about a length or so. The favourite, though, got out very quickly and is going to go straight to the lead as they settle down. Jolson L. On the outside, Blatant Violation strides up running second. Hunted along to be there. Third is Billy, followed on the rails next of all by Long Laugh. After a length or so, Pluck Your Wallet, Kawara together. Further back is Pilbara, dropping right back on the inside. Elegant Liaison. Then came Adroit, Get the Girls well off those, and back last is Dash On. 400 left to run now. They approach the turn, and Jolson L leading the way at the top of the home straight. Running second is Blatant Violation. Now being stoked up, here is the favourite. He goes for him at the 250. Jolson L moves 2 in front. Blatant Violation. Back on the inside, Long Laugh, followed by Billy Kawara. Further back is Adroit. Jolson L still the leader with 75 to go. Long Laugh trying to make a contest of it, but he'll keep this going, Parnham, and he'll win the first 2. Gets home on Jolson L, beat Long Laugh. Getting right up along the inside is Get the Girls for third. Adroit close up. On the outside with Kawara. Billy next home, followed by Blatant Violation. Pilbara well back. Then the stablemates Dash On, Elegant Liaison. And Pluck Your Wallet is back there with those amongst the last to greet the judge.
There is the short price favourite in Jolson Al saluting in race number 2. Chris Parnham is 2 from 2 this afternoon here at Belmont Park, and the short price favourite gets the job done.
Certainly does. It wasn't the easiest to view, I suppose. The margin was close to less than half a length late on the line, but realistically, even in that last 100, you could see that Jolson Al was safely holding Long Laugh. So in the end, the favourite gets the job done, and for those punters that took anywhere from $1.80 all the way down to $1.28, in the end they get paid.
And further evidence, Scotty, even the beaten margin or the horses back in 3rd and 4th, making ground up along the inside, that appears to be the recipe for success over the 1,000, nice and early on in the season anyway.
Yeah, in the end, we finished out last season with the stats that I was big on all the way through. I think it ended up being 71% of horses that won at Belmont Park 1,000 settled in the first 4, but it actually runs a lot deeper than that as well. It's even a higher percentage. It's closer to 75% that draw in barriers 1, 2, 3 or 4. So it's either on speed or drawing very low. So that's exactly what you've just described.
So through your stats, I've just backed Mandible Magic in race number 4, but what do we like here in race number 3?
Well, I'm going with the leader, who's a big price here, I thought. Double figures about Moon Jewel, who's only had a couple of starts here. Obviously went around 150 to 1 last start, so how much trust you have for those gallopers? Was it a flash in the pan type of run? But I thought with Jefferson Sang's claim, straight to the front, don't look back, rider, let the fast filly be fast, and hopefully dropping back into maiden company can at least give us a run for our money at $10.
Let's have a look at these horses as they make their way down into the mounting yard ahead of race number 3. It's a Goldfield Tattersalls Club maiden over the 1,000-metre journey, and the first horse we'll take a look at as he makes his way down into the yard is Brave Wasp, now in the care of Mitchell Pateman. Pat Carberry takes the ride.
He is the clear-cut talking point of this race, Brave Wasp, because he's a 3-year-old that's had 6 starts. He's finished second on 4 separate occasions, and at least 3 of those are easily good enough to win this and win it well. There is, however, the day that he was beaten at $2.20 in an Albany maiden. There was the day here at Belmont Park where he was beaten out of the placings at $1.40 as well. So you have to pick and choose which form reference you're really going to go with in terms of trying to judge this horse on his winning chances here today. But new stable, first start for Mitch Pateman, 2 barrier trials. The first of them he was snagged immediately. He drew the outside barrier and went straight back to last. The second of the trials he drew barrier number 1, left okay, and then was punched up to sit close handy, and then never fully tested in the home straight. Paddy Carberry just had him under wraps, and he went to the line under his own steam. I think if the gaps had been appearing for him in that trial, that he would have burst through for victory. So I'm a wrap for both of the trials. I'm a wrap for the horse in general, but at 1,000 metres, I'm just a little bit in 2 minds considering he's going to go around favourite.
I'll watch and see for our favourite according to our man. The 2 is Costa's Spirit, who is a scratching. The 3 is Great Reception. First up for Adam Durant and Lucy Fury.
Always trial well, this horse. He's been to the races 3 times, however, and he's yet to run a minor placing, and one of those was a 1,400-metre maiden at Geraldton, where he was a $5.50 chance. But yet again, this time around, he's trialled really well, beat Bookends by 2, and then was beaten a short half head by On Cue. The shades go on here today. He resumes at 1,000 metres. My query, though, is from that barrier. I thought Lucy Fury might actually be 3 deep at some stage. He doesn't seem to have any real blistering speed out of the machine, so I thought then there'd be plenty that'd be kicking up underneath him, so he might get caught wide.
The 4 is Chorister, 59 days between runs for Michael Lane and Brad Parnham.
Had 3 runs so far, yet to run a minor, and yet to really show above average ability, which I know it's early in his career and maybe a harsh assessment, but I haven't quite seen enough at the races or the barrier trials just yet. 2 months between outings. He's a trial in between as well, but from that draw, I think they'll have to take their medicine and go back. And as I've been saying for the last 18 months, anything that goes back at the Belmont 1,000, I'm happy to take on first and foremost.
5, Celebrity Angel. Some specking at a price, $12 into $11 here for Dan and Ben Pearce and Clint Johnson Porter.
Well, she is through the Basset Hound, My Danny Boy form reference race. She is through a race behind Ballora Star first up as well. And the other run that she had, she was wide and working in a Forgive behind Mysterious Fortune. Back to 1,000 metres here, drawn low. She fits that sort of Belmont Park 1,000 profile, but I thought she was only fair last start. She was one of the first horses beaten in that lineup.
Here's the 6, Moon Jewel. The filly Scotty doesn't mind here is $9 into $8 for Petra Kobzova and Jefferson Sang.
She's very, very speedy, this filly. She won a barrier trial at Belmont Park by a length and a half, and then she went straight to a 3-year-old Saturday at her WA debut. It was at 1,200 metres, and she just popped at the top of the home corner. She was the roughie majority of the field, but she safely crossed them from barrier number 9 of 11, showed dazzling speed. Then they dropped her back to a midweeker, a 3-year-old midweeker over 1,000 at Ascot, where she drew barrier 7 of 7. She again safely crossed them, and she was in front with 200 metres to go. She was ultimately run down by Zentaro, who's now a Saturday winner, by Mandible Magic, who's a 3-year-old midweek winner, and the third horse across the line was Don't Declare, who there's a big wrap on and a big spruik on as well. So back from a 3-year-old Saturday to a 3-year-old midweeker to now a 3-year-old maiden. I thought here with 52 kilos that she'd be in front for a long way.
7, Spartan Lass, Indiana Wanherd and Holly Noddle.
Only having a third start in Western Australia, this filly, who's had a bit of an unorthodox prep as well. On her WA debut, she was 2.5 months between outings at Albany in an 1100. Then she went back to barrier trials, and then she raced around 5 days ago at Albany on a heavy 10 when beaten 9 lengths by Conducive. Just looked all at sea on that really, really wet track. So hopefully back on top of the ground, we can see the best version of her. But she is going to have to burn the candle at both ends from that outside draw.
The 8 is Nice Sort. Blinkers go on today for her first up assignment. Ryan Hill and William Pike.
Exactly right. So it's not just Shades on, it's Shades on and Pike on off a 400-metre jump out. Had 2 runs when last in work. A 3-year-old Saturday to start out her preparation when only beaten 3.5 by Sound of Speed. And then the second of them led them up in a 2 and 3-year-old midweeker at Pinjarra when beaten 4.5 by the stablemate in Nature's Reckoning. Draws awkwardly, but it certainly caught the eye, both the Shades going on and Pike going on.
9 Milers Melody, a scratching. The 10 is White Hot, the 2 darn hot filly out of the yard of Dan and Ben Pearce. Chris Parnham in the saddle.
So there are a few horses in this lineup that have raced around in Saturday company, including White Hot, who stepped out on debut across the carnival when beaten 5.5 by Stormaway on debut. Off the back of that was sent out a $3.30 second elect in an 1,100-metre maiden at Bunbury. Tracked around behind the stablemate, could only close the margin to 2 1/4 late. Recent barrier trial, like her second start, she looked like she wanted to really lay inwards under pressure and she couldn't be fully ridden out. Looks as though at this stage she hasn't quite worked out how to go straight just yet.
11, Ladies Best, Simon Barras, Jess Velas.
Went around 200 to 1 on debut and was beaten 8.5 lengths, and now comes to the races for the second time in her life, drawn off the track. And like a few of these, is only a 400-metre jump out straight to the races.
The 12 is Air Turgeon on debut for Gary McPherson and Sean O'Donnell.
2 trials, the first of them a 400-metre jump out, beaten 2 lengths by Nice Sort, who we've previewed earlier. And the second of them, she won that 1,000-metre trial, but in that trial was Brave Wasp, who was held up in behind them and looked like he was travelling a lot better than what she was.
13, Northerly Lady, Graham Ballantyne and Jason Whiting.
Well, the trial this time around was a lot sharper. The horse that she beat in that trial won on debut for Peter's Investments at Albany last week in Pinson Movement, albeit a 1,500-metre maiden on debut, but certainly looked like she was going better in this barrier trial than anything that she produced in that previous preparation of racing.
And the 14 is Where's My Milo, an outsider in this event for Indiana Wanherd and Brandon Louis.
I'd love to have $1 for every time you said that to Tina over the years, Lockie, but I'm thinking here today, even off that 5-day spin, she's going to find this very, very tough.
Lactose intolerant, so you'd have $0. Let's have a look at this market ahead of race 3 here at Belmont Park. It's the Goldfields Tattersalls Club Maiden over the 1,000-metre journey. You don't need any more money anyway. Our favourite is Brave Wasp, $2.40 out to $2.75. Nice Sort, $5 into $4.80, back out to $5. Great reception, perhaps a concern over the 1,000 metres from that wide alley is 10 into 7. Moonjewel, this is the one Scotty likes, is 13 into 10, now into $8. Back to a maiden here this afternoon and over the 1,000-metre journey, which seems to be the trip she's looking for at this stage of her career. White Hot, I wasn't sure what to make of her recent trial. As Scotty said, perhaps Holly Noddle couldn't get quite the most out of her considering she wanted to lay in late. She's $8 out to $8.50. Celebrity Angel, the stablemate, is 14 into $13, while Spartan Lass is also a $13 chance. Scott, you're with the leader here, or the likely leader here in Moonjewel, so I suspect the speed map in the early stages is very important to your summation of this race. Who else might go forward with a horse like Moonjewel in the early stages?
Well, Marla's Melody came out, which is always a handy one. You take out one of the other speed horses, but Spartan Lass, drawn off the track, is quick. Nice Sort, shown enough dash in 400-metre jump outs across her life as well. And Celebrity Angel has showed speed last start, but also didn't really seem to absorb and cop the pressure. So considering that Moonjewel is drawn inside of Nice Sort, inside of Spartan Lass as well, and has crossed so far from barrier 9 of 11 and then 7 of 7, I was pretty confident that, assuming that they ride her in that exact same manner, that Jefferson Sang would cross quite comfortably.
And where does that leave our favourite in Brave Wasp? Because he hasn't exactly shown a great deal of gate speed throughout his career.
No, I think his best asset is his turn of foot, and so I don't think that they'll try and ride him upside down just to come out and win this 1,000-metre maiden. I think that there's been clearly, with the previous stable as well, so much work done on just trying to get him to settle. He's probably more naturally a 1,200-metre horse, but if you watch his run on debut as a 2-year-old, or there was a 2-year-old run when he was at 1,000, he was probably a good thing beat that day. So he's definitely, I don't think, got any interest in attacking early and even trying to hold a spot. I think he'll end up in the second half of the field, Brave Wasp, but he only needs to be, say, 3.5 lengths off the leader on straightening to be the one to hold out. He's got a really nice level of ability, this horse.
And that certainly makes the picture clearer ahead of race number 3. With all that in mind, how do you order the 4?
Well, on-speed horses in 1,000-metre races will get me more often than not. So Moon Jewel with only 52 kilos for me. I know that she's gone around so far at 150 to 1, 50 to 1, and today she's 9 into $7.50. So you're not getting any of those big price points here, but you're also not racing in a 3-year-old Saturday or a 3-year-old midweeker like she has done in her last 2. She only rises a kilo start to start from a 3-year-old midweeker back into a 3-year-old maiden, and the horse that beat her home by length and 3/4, Zentaro, came out and beat the older horses on Saturday in a graduation and will race around this weekend in a 66 plus. The runner-up will go around in a class 3 later on in Mandible Magic, and she's not without some sort of chance, and Don't Declare has been spruiked as a Saturday type of the future. And so they were the trio of horses that beat her home last start. Back to a maiden, straight to the front, and hopefully gives plenty of cheek into $7.50 now. Number 6 in Moon Jewel, 1 in Brave Wasp. There's no doubt in my mind that he is the best talent, best animal in this lineup talent-wise, and will have the best future of all of these as well. Just wary that he might get back over the short course. Number 10 in White Hot. Trial was inconclusive, agree with you, but I think it was because of the fact that she wanted to lay in so noticeably. And 8 in Nice Sort. Blinkers on, Pike on means business. 6, 1, 10 and 8, but hopingly the fleet-footed Moon Jewel can give us a little bit of cheek.
6 at Moon Jewel on top for Scotty here. She's now into $7.50. Really well supported late in betting. Here's Darren for the call of race number 3.
So these runners continue to move along. Big field, quite a few down the back there. Still favourite Brave Wasp. Wonderful not only to be here for Goldfield's reunion day, but more so 2 very special guests, 3 in actual fact, up in the broadcast box with me at the moment watching on. 2 of the great Goldfields jockeys of the 1970s when I was growing up, Georgie Appleton and Freddie Harvey, watching up in the commentary box this afternoon. And in fact, Fred had the distinction of riding the great Coal Pack to its first start for Warren Jeffries, a horse that went on and won a Group 1 Oakley Plate. And he was associated with a number of very good horses, Martello Prince and Martremo as well, the first horse I ever called in a race. And Georgie Appleton, of course, connected with the great campaigner Matheson, Red Reason. Now they're ready to go. Brave Wasp will run favourite. Big field of maidens, the Goldfields Tattersalls Club. Set now, off and racing. Great start, Nice Sort amongst the first to get going. Bustled out of the gates very quickly. Spartan Lasses burning across. In behind them, Nice Sort, White Hot as they come onto the course proper. Brave Wasp getting back slightly into the field after the start, being followed over on the outside next of all by Air Turgeon, who stranded a little wide. Great reception likewise back there in the field, being followed by Where's My Milo, and they're being followed between horses as they approach the home turn. Celebrity Angel right back there in the field with Chorister as well. Northerly Lady and Ladies Best at the top of the home straight, though. Spartan Lass turned in front by the 300. A length and a half clear. Running second on the outside is Moon Jewel, about to lay down the gauntlet. Here comes Brave Wasp on the outside. Nice Sort, White Hot, both going up toward the inside. Brave Wasp coming at Spartan Lass, 100 from home. White Hot down on the inside. Spartan Lass, Brave Wasp. Brave Wasp on the outside, gets its head in front. Bobbing go. All tight. Close finish. Spartan Lass came back underneath of of Brave Wasp in a dive to the line to make it very tight. Back behind them on the fence, third home, White Hot. Close up, Celebrity Angel, Moon Jewel, Nice Sort. Also Ladies Best, followed by Air Turgeon, Chorus to Northerly Lady. Great reception back in the field. And the last of them home is Where's My Milo? On the outside, Brave Wasp, Spartan Lass back on the inside of it. Heads out of sync, close, very tight go. Normally it's the outside at Belmont Park. Brave Wasp in this circumstance with its head in front just might get the verdict. I say might because the other one, Spartan Lass, has dived back on the inside, right on the post. White Hot against the rails, third home. We stand by for the official list of the numbers to come through. Brave Wasp, first outing for Mitch Pateman today, ridden by Patrick Carberry. Spartan Lass, trained by Indiana Wynett, ridden by Holly Knottle. And they have split the line. There is little between them. No numbers just yet. So that would indicate that this is awfully close. White Hot on the fence, third home. Nice Sword just behind those in company with Moon Jewel. The judge next door having a good long hard look at this. The cameraman's convinced. And looking at the photo result there, that might give us some confidence as well that the favourites got in. Number 1 is the winner, Brave Wasp. 7, Spartan Lass is second. Third, 10, White Hot. Fourth, number 8, Nice Sort. And the winning margin is a nose with a neck, second and third in the time of 58.60. A nose result. Brave Wasp is by Brave Smash from Saxonville, owned by Craig Thompson at Mount Hellawell. For himself, Mrs. R.A. Warburton, S. Ramsey and H. Pratt. Nice result for all concerned there. And we see this 3-year-old open up his account this afternoon at start number 7. Spartan Lass by Exceed and Excel from Miss Leonidas. Holly Knottle, the rider. And third, White Hot by 2, Darn Hot from the Cal Cup winner, Shintamani. Dan Ben Pierce Prepare and written by Chris Parnham. 1, 7, 10 and 8 after a great finish. Exciting go. Only a nose between them at the finish. Race 4, the Russell Collier Handicap over 1,000. Great to have Russ on course today as part of the Calgary Boulder reunion. They'll jump at 2:52. Number 9 is out, Incandescent Lady. As we head back downstairs, Lockie, we've just witnessed this race here, witnessed up in the calling box today by 2 of the greats of Goldfields racing in the 70s and the early part of the 80s. Jockeys Freddie Harvey and Georgie Appleton watching on with Olga Appleton as well.
4 names up in the callers box, synonymous with Goldfields racing, yourself included, Old Cobb. But Mitch Pateman trains the winner of race number 3 and his younger brother in Josh, representing the team, joins me now. Josh, congratulations on the win. Brave Wasp, it wasn't exactly convincing. He looked like he might have had a little think about things late, but nice to get his maiden out the way.
Yeah, it's great. Great result for us and great to get it out the way. Should be a good confidence booster for him.
And I understand this is the first winner for a new owner in Craig Thompson?
Yeah, we've received quite a few off him. I think this is our second runner and it's great to get a winner for him. He's got some lovely horses with us.
Today, he was first up over the 1,000. Will that be his trip moving forward, or do you expect him to be able to stretch out in trip?
I think we'll definitely keep him at the short trips for now. He seemed to handle that well. I was worried he might get a bit further back, but he settled midfield, and yeah, we'll keep him there for now. Last style bender in the next. Nice return first up. How's he done since then? Yeah, he's been super. Yeah, can't fault him one bit.
Now, on a personal note, how's your horse tracking ahead of tomorrow? Can today or tomorrow be his day?
I hope so. Yeah, a bit of pressure. Mitchell said he's favourite owner. I got to get a win for him, and I thought, oh, trouble's on, but he's in Barley, the boss, so he'll be cheering at home more than anyone. Okay, I'll have something on. Well done here and good luck tomorrow. Thanks a lot. There's Josh Pateman with a word on Brave Wasp, and the stable looks like they have a number of nice runners across the next 48 hours, and the stable's been in wonderful form, so much so that the boss was able to afford a holiday.
Exactly right, and Holly got the prize money on the weekend too for a bit of spending money with a double here on Saturday as well.
That is the boss?
That is the boss, you're right. I'm thinking here that between this horse and Lord Shiva, they've got Last Style Bender, they've got plenty of horses that are going to head to Saturday races in the near future, and one that we're waiting to see again is Basset Hound after that very impressive maiden victory. But Paddy Carberry is about to join us here to talk all things Brave Wasp. Paddy, he trialled twice and you would have no doubt got a nice feel for him.
Yeah, Scotty, his trials were good, but although we didn't pressure him much, he's been a real bugger since he come to Mitchell's. He's got a few lurks, and although he felt like he still had plenty to give in the trials, and I give him a little bit of a shake-up. The test was today if he was going to give us a bit under pressure. He loomed up like he was going to win easy, but when he got his head in front, he did sort of relax a bit. The jockey certainly wasn't relaxing, but yeah, it's good to get him over the line, and hopefully this will gain him a bit of confidence. He's certainly improved a lot in his manners since he's been at Mitchell's, and yeah, super happy to get the win, and that's obviously his first win, and hopefully he'll gain some confidence out of that.
Beautiful summation, well done.
Cheers.
There's Paddy Carberry. He combines with Mitch Pateman and Brave Wasp to take out the third here at Belmont Park.